When you walk into the Museum of the Bible, there is a huge wow factor. This building is beautiful. A lot of electronic gadgets, gizmos, displays, movies, cool sound effects. But what about the Jesus factor? In other words, where is Jesus in this museum exactly? After all, he is God.
You can't tell the story of the Bible without telling the story of Jesus.
Museum officials say you will find Jesus, and indeed there are references to him sprinkled throughout. He's also mentioned during a video in archaeological findings in Capernaum.
That structure dates to the period that Jesus would have taught.
And a Jesus plaque explains how gospel writers say Jesus called himself the Son of Man. But that plaque is nestled in between the plaques of other historical biblical figures.
From a content perspective, it's Museum of the Bible. Now, the Bible has lots of characters. One of those characters is Jesus. So Jesus is an important character throughout the museum. I think that the focus is more on the historical spread of the Bible.
It sure seems that way because trying to find an image of Jesus in the museum beyond traditional church art proved unsuccessful.
We did not show any image of Jesus here, and that was intentional. We decided that it's best not, because there is no actual photographic or actual image of him, to not venture and bring our opinions here. And so that's why you won't see a picture of Jesus in the museum.
But what about the biblical story of his birth? In the 12-minute movie devoted to the New Testament, it's not mentioned.
It is the New Testament movie. Why not the birth? Why not the teachings of Jesus? That really wasn't there. Was there a reason behind that?
Well, in 12 minutes you have to be selective. So we decided that really our main theme was going to be the spread of this small group. They start with a few Jewish believers. They expand into a larger pool of Jewish believers, and then it expands around the world into a church of Jew and Gentile.
But beyond the movie, there is no actual area devoted to Christ's birth, death, and resurrection, despite the fact that there are 5 exhibit floors and more than 400,000 square feet of space.
When you're looking at actual exhibit spaces, it is a museum about the Bible, so it's going to tend to have a lot of manuscripts and books. You only have so much space. We decided to try to feature what's the influence on music and literature, and in those you're going to have the impact of Jesus and maybe nativity, within references to songs and films and things like that. So again, it's a bit of a different approach.
There is an exhibit devoted to the Virgin Mary where you see the baby Jesus in artwork.
By showing these 40 images, it reinforces the significance of this character Jesus and how this has been a worldwide influence.
But when you tour the Nazareth village where Jesus grew up, there's no mention of Jesus' time there. It's more about the Nazarene culture. So what are we to make of all of this? Well, keep in mind that the mission of the museum changed over the years. In 2011, the mission was, quote, to bring to life the living Word of God, to tell its compelling story of preservation, and to inspire confidence in the absolute authority and reliability of the Bible. Today, the mission is more scholastic in nature, where they, quote, invite all people to engage with the history, narrative, and impact of the Bible. Officials here are hoping this good book, called the Bible, spurs curiosity, especially with those who question its authenticity.
We hope that people are so interested in the narrative of the Bible that they pick up and they start reading, whether it's the Gospels or the epistles or anything in the Hebrew Bible. That's our hope.
David Brody, CBN News.